Well, what timing? I like that thumping in the background. Wake everybody up at midnight. Well, midnight for me, 11 Central, and wherever you are in the world, it's late night. Krista and Brandi joining me. Monica, I believe she's camping, something like that. She'll be back next week. Have an awesome show as always for all you guys. Thanks for coming on in again for the late night show where we talk about, this is the show where we kick back, tell a few stories, break down a few things, have a little bit of fun. It's not the serious show of the week where we have researchers, guests on. We just kind of talk about what we've come across during the week or what we might have found, online or whatever throughout the week, and any unusual things that might have happened to us over the week. Always something always seems to pop up with this group. I tell you that so much. And speaking of thanks to everybody for buying my books. Christmas is right around the corner, you guys. Yes, that's right. Bigfoot Mr. Ron presents True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1. It's been out for a little over a year. Book 2, about 3 or 4 months. Thanks to everybody that bought it. You can find that on Amazon. Type Bigfoot Michigan Rob in your Amazon browser. Please leave a review. It's all analytics these days. As you know, it does help promote book sales. So please leave a review. Please subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube. The Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube. Texas Front Porch. There's a whole host of us. Monica Rollins, our Paranormal World. Donnie Cho says stuff. Paranormal Paul. There's probably one other I'm forgetting. That's how it is when you don't write nothing down. Shouldn't have to write things down, though. It's been a while since we should know all the shows. And I know none of you know what time we come on. That's why I tell everybody to turn on the alert bell. Turn on the alert bell. Hit all. You will not miss a single show. That's all I have to say on that. I'm on 3 days a week. Thank you, T-Bone. 5 BMR Pirates. Arr, mateys. Join the many. Join the few. Depends on your point of view. Thank you so much, T-Bone, to get the show started with that. Like button. Help the analytics, much like the books. Thanks in advance for that. And thank you to T-Bone. I'm going to bring up, make sure the girls are all set here. Making sure I got their focus. We got Krista. Hey, Krista.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm just fantastic. And thank you. Wow, Scott's Live.
Both of you guys, thank you.
Thanks so much to start the show. That's always great. Thank you ever so much. Hey, Brando.
Hey.
My partner in crime.
That's right, the partner in crime, indeed.
I am alive.
Yeah,
Barely.
You guys are alive. You are alive.
Yes.
And well, we can get into a little bit of that in a moment. What you guys have been had experience, and you're going to do a show on it, though. I know on the Blondes and Booze Paranormal Podcast next week. We might give a little teaser on what happened to you guys. I got a couple interesting emails, and I'm going to share with everybody tonight, which is pretty fascinating. And yeah, so outside of that, Krista, you have an eventful week this week. You start your Christmas shopping yet? I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but man, every time I turn on stuff, it's all Christmas advertising.
I am the last minute girl.
You're last minute. I used to be last minute.
Mm-hmm.
But, I haven't started either. I haven't done nothing myself.
My kids, they're just going to get money and then get whatever they want. And then I'll just buy for my grandkids and, get them something because they're young and they like toys still. Like the oldest, they're all got their own families, but the two that I still have at home, they don't believe in Santa or nothing like that anymore. And anything I would buy, they wouldn't like. So might as well just give them money to spend, right?
That's what I do. It's cash and carry these days. I used to, because my niece and my nephew, I still remember when they were little babies, right? But shit, they're 30 and 26, But I used to give them gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
They both work, have jobs, But it's like, yeah, I'd like to give them something for Christmas. And it was gift cards. Then, I stopped giving gift cards because 2 years in a row to my one particular aunt, okay, I gave her a gift card, I think, to like an Olive Garden or something. and maybe another one was some other restaurant. And back-to-back Christmases. See, my family's starting to dwindle, so you don't have to spend as much money, you know. So last 2 years, I got my aunt gift cards, you guys, and they went to the restaurant and
There you go.
they went to pay the no, but yeah, there you go. I thought it was always a cool idea, and I stopped doing it though, and I'll tell you why. They go to pay their check, and the balance was not on the card. And they had, and I give everybody a gift receipt. When you go to the register, they got activated, $40, 30, whatever you put on it. And I also get the receipt because I give it to them in an envelope, and I always put the receipt just in the envelope, so they know how much money they got and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys, twice. And
Wow.
so my aunt's very investigative, and she's an older lady. She's up there, as old as my mom now. She's an old time. She used to be a school teacher and a school administrator for many years, so she's pretty sharp. And I guess she found there was a ring going on, you guys, a couple of years ago with these gift cards, especially around the holiday season, where these geniuses or these tech crooks, they would put this chip inside. They would take a picture of the back of the cards and put them back on the shelf, and it would imprint the information. So when a download happened on the gift card, it somehow would get downloaded into their account. So it'll show that you paid the money, but the money went instead of on the gift card.
Oh man, that's
their
BS.
dummy account.
Wow.
So that happened to me twice with the same aunt and uncle. I'm thinking, you guys just trying to play games with me? You just want more money or something? But I bet now that was ironic. That was really weird how it happened to them every Christmas, just them. So I quit doing that. So now it's cash and carry. You want something for Christmas? Here's the money. Have a good time.
Yeah. Crazy.
So much things we have to worry about.
I know. Brandi, are you done with your shopping yet?
I've not started.
I know she's like me. No.
I haven't started either, but it's like I said, do you buy presents, Brandi, or your kids are up there in age? You just give them money, or you buy them something?
Well, it's so expensive to ship anything nowadays. So I just send my older kids money, and then I buy presents for the youngest one at home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to spend too much time on Christmas. It's still early, you guys. It's not even, But here's the thing. Like, I bitch about one of my pet. You guys know I have lots of pet peeves after knowing me for all these years, right? Christmas music start playing November 1st. It's like, oh my Lord, So I'm hearing this. So yeah, I pulled all my crap out of the attic and I already started decorating my house because I'm already just get it done and over with.
Yeah. We're doing that tomorrow here.
Just take my time. It's
Mm-hmm.
and slowly. And I found out that. Let me ask you guys. How long what's the shelf life for batteries? Last year I bought a pack of batteries. Because a lot of stuff that I use takes batteries, and I had bought at the end of the year. And I didn't get crappy ones from the dollar store. I bought, like the Energizer bunny batteries.
Right.
I got them last year, brand new. I think there was 12 of them. And I just put them away in my battery box. If you need batteries, this is the house to come to. I got them all over. And so I opened up the new pack today. Do you know how a single battery works?
Wow.
Batteries have if you don't use a battery, it's under my understanding, it doesn't lose its juice or power, does it?
Yeah.
If you
Not for a long time.
Yeah. Unless your house is haunted, you got something pulling the juice off of it.
yeah, go figure, Krista. Another thing to worry about. Oh my gosh, I've got ghosts, spirits, energy. But I do anyway. But I think I don't know.
Yeah.
But isn't that wild though? I mean, I bought the batteries and I bought the good ones. I just save them, and that's so disappointing, man. Thinking you got batteries, and I got to spend money on batteries now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
that's too expensive. That is so much money.
Oh yeah, and then what I do because I've got a bunch of stuff that is battery operated. But I will go to the dollar store and I'll buy like 20 or 30. I think you get a pack of like 30 for something cheap, like $10.
Yeah.
And they're not name brand. And they last pretty much 2 months, which is all I need them for, instead of spending $80 on name brands.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And now that I find out that I'm not going to keep them for a year now,
Right.
I guess they don't have a shelf life unless they were just old things you're trying to get away that they had for 5 or 6 years. I don't know.
So Werewolf says it does. Try putting them in the refrigerator. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe with my stuff for my cable, all of our remotes. It was the other day, you guys probably don't remember. Remember I told you guys all of a sudden I couldn't type. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys were even on. It's toward the end of the show and I'm typing, trying to answer people in chat, and nothing was working. Well, I got this wireless keyboard and the battery went dead. That's what that was. That don't last either. Batteries.
Right.
Turned old batteries. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, well, enough of that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to
Well,
everybody.
somebody was asking about the story behind my Texas hat.
I think that was Scott's life.
Yeah.
Right. My Texas hat came from Texas, of course, but from Buc-ee's.
Yes.
From Buc-ee's. I got it from Buc-ee's, and I actually got 2 of them. Now, I'm going to tell you this. These are the softest, most comfortable hats I own. And I do go to Texas a lot, so it kind of makes sense. But they came from Buc-ee's, and they are my favorite hats because they're just comfortable. Because the hats give me like headaches and stuff sometimes, especially if they don't fit very well. But these are nice. These are nice. I didn't have to break it in.
You'll have to remind me of that when I'm with you guys by a Buc-ee's next time, because I'm gonna have to get me a hat then from there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think I'll be in Buc-ee's, because we might as well tell people now, right? Right, Krista?
Yeah. Well,
Promoting.
around that area, there is not a Buc-ee's yet. There's one in Springfield, Missouri, which is south. Okay. And somebody just said that. I think it was Scott's Life said that. And I've actually been to that one. But
yeah, I've been to that one too. And let me tell you something. They didn't have any hats the last time I was there. I was upset. They didn't have any hats.
Put the cat out of the bag, man.
I did love Buc-ee's, as you guys know. First time I went there, I could have spent some money, but I restrained myself.
Yeah,
I like the wall of jerky. I think I got a jerky, a coffee, and I think Randy got those Buc-ee nuggets, Buc-ee turds, whatever the hell you call them.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
There you go.
That's what Brandi gets. That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, well, okay, so yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, now you're picturing that when you eat it. I'm sorry, Brando. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the beaver nugget thing, and I had them so much that I'm now burnt out. I don't want any more.
I think
I'm done.
Yeah. I tried them. I thought they were pretty good. I like my jerky though. I'm a beef jerky guy. That's good to eat, man, when you don't want to spend a lot of money and you want some protein, and it fills you up too. So
I don't do beef jerky.
Right. Well, because you're, depending on what kind you buy, you may be sitting there for 20 minutes chewing on one piece. So
you got to be careful. Yeah. You ever get that bag of jerky that some is very moist and tender, and it's very savory. You're enjoying it. And then you go, well, man, you're going to bust your tooth off, man, trying to pull the shit apart.
It's kind of like you just have to let it sit in your mouth till it softens up.
I don't jerky. I'm picky eater though. I don't like.
Yeah. I'm out fucking on jerky.
Right.
Yeah. But
yeah, there's nothing like being out in the woods and you got that hard jerky and you're like, you have nothing else to choose from. So you have to let it sit in your mouth for a while.
Yeah. And you got to fill your mouth with water and kind of let it swish around in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you just got to stick it in your mouth and just wait.
That's it.
Yeah. You end up sucking all the juice out, and all it is rawhide that you're chewing and swallowing.
Yes.
I do tell you this. I bought the crappy. No, I shouldn't say that. The inexpensive brands or non-brands, and then I bought the well-known brands. Right, there is a big difference. But I did come across something not that expensive called Old Trapper, I think it's called.
Yes.
And the marketing was very cool, and I liked it, and I liked the name Old Trapper, and it was a nice package. I tried that. It's less than the other one, the popular one, Jack Links. It is, man. I tell you, Brandi, it's very good. I liked it. A big bag was like $4 less than the regular size bag of, again, the other brand. So yeah, it was good. Check it out.
Right. Yeah, well, I ran across this flavor. I picked it up, and I think it's Jack Links, but it's like it's spicy pickle, and if you like pickles, that jerky is fire. It is so good. I can only eat so much of it before my mouth is on fire, but it is good. It is really, really good. It's a good flavor. So if you see it, I got mine at Walmart. So if you see it and you like that sort of thing, try it. It's good.
Very good. I will. I'm going to definitely do that. I do like the jerky. Mm-hmm. We got a conference we're putting together. Hey, girls.
We do.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's already pretty much put together. We just,
Yeah. October 19th and 20th.
Nope. September.
Oh, that's right. See that?
You're good dates right, Rob.
Yeah, you got to get there right, Rob. I mean, a lot of people showed up at the wrong time.
I've been saying October for a while, though. Not since we started marketing it or advertising it. I just have that date.
Right.
Get that date out.
Well, we were thinking October when we started, and then we had to juggle, dates. But yeah, September 19th and 20th, it's going to be in Richmond, Missouri. And it's going to be right there at the Ray County Museum and the Eagleton Civic Center. It's going to be fantastic. We've got a great lineup. I can't even say enough. We can't say too much yet. You know what I mean? It's just not yet. Not yet. But, and it's hard not to say anything.
Yeah, we can get it out a little bit. Hell, Krista's got. Yeah, here's the thing. I like to get it in everyone's minds, like we all agree, just to know there's something coming up in 11 months. Is it already under a year, though?
Yeah, it's less than a year.
Yes. So, that year will roll by.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
Right. But we will.
Huh?
I was just going to say that, we can't say who yet. I don't know why, but we can't. We've got 8 incredible speakers lined up for everybody. So I promise you guys, they're good.
Yep. So just to let you all know that we're going to be rolling out those names at the end of the month. The tickets will go on sale December 1st. And you're going to be amazed. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. But let me tell you. So we're going to have kind of like a few speakers Friday night. We're going to have a meet and greet where, we're going to have a good time, but let me tell you something about Saturday. So we have the awesome lineup on Saturday, but we're going to ghost hunt Saturday night.
Yeah.
So when we release those tickets, there is a very limited number of guest attendees that'll be able to come. We will have celebrity guest ghost hunters.
So far, though, Brandi, every guest we have, celebrity that is speaking, wants to ghost hunt the museum. So, all of the speakers are ghost hunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not even all ghost hunters.
No,
oh, my goodness. So, guess what?
It's not going to be $500 a ticket. No, not at all. It's
going
to be very.
Oh gosh, no!
It's going to be extremely affordable, you guys. In fact, it's going to be. We're going to make it where you guys can go spend money elsewhere, and be able to afford it. It's going to be very pricey.
Yeah, like to eat, to buy stuff from the vendors.
Yeah,
afford your hotel. Or
yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna be, and
Also, it's just the some of the proceeds that we're doing, like we're doing a silent auction and things like that. We are given it's a fundraiser for the Ray County Museum, because like I said earlier on Paul's show, without our history, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad history. History is history, and we cannot change it, and it cannot be taken away. So, the museum, they need help too. I mean, it's an old building and repairs and, things like that. So the money's going to a good cause.
Yeah, being in a very small community, they don't have the funds like big cities. So that's another reason why we're going to hold this conference there. Like I said, we want to reach out and help. We can go to the big cities and give all of our money to the big cities, but why? Have a conference in a small community where they can reap the benefits too.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Great point, because we do like to give back and help out local businesses. I love doing that. I try to do that here in Michigan or wherever I go, you guys, like when we have these events and also with the event, which is really cool. What do we name it? Crossing
Realms. You're the one that named it, Rob.
What?
You named it.
Yeah,
you named it, Rob.
I did, didn't I? The Crossing Realms Conference, and it's pretty cool because it's not just going to be cryptids and that. We are, and all the speakers, by the way, they all have their certain specialties, and nobody's an expert. We get it, but what they are known for is to be cryptids, UFOs, paranormal. And we're even going to dive into some other mysterious legends, like with the elementals and stuff. So it's going to have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not pigeonholed into, hey, it's Bigfoot show. No, it's not. It's more than Bigfoot. It's everything that everybody in this chat room, all of our fans or all of our subscribers love to listen to. It's going to cover everything. Everything.
And honestly, guys, we do have some, a few big name heavy hitters. Not all of them are actually speaking. They're just coming to the conference. So, we will be releasing them names too. So, it's going to be an awesome, awesome time. And a couple questions on the conference people have asked. Donnie Cho, will Donnie Cho be there? He's a celebrity. Yes, Donnie Cho will be there. Donnie is part of the conference. He is helping with putting this conference on. So yes, Donnie will be there. And then Riley Ron Forrest says, where is the conference in Missouri? It's in Richmond, Missouri, which is about 40 minutes east of Kansas City.
Yes.
So,
yes. So if you absolutely have to fly in, you can do that. Yeah. It's not a bad drive from there. It's probably more like an hour from the airport, I would say, just because of the traffic.
The airport, yes, I would say it is.
It's not bad.
It is about an hour, just because of traffic, like you said. And it's and it's it's a very
and like we said, we wanted to do this in smaller communities. We want to help smaller communities, help the locations we go to. I mean, we're really thinking about what we're doing here, because we just don't want to go to the big cities and give them our money. I mean, they get enough.
And we've got some really cool things planned too, guys, for this. I wish we could talk about it. And you know what? I am going to tell about it because we said it on our show. We have Haunted Souls and Haunted Garage coming, and they're bringing haunted cars.
Yes.
That's so.
Right.
I'm really. They were on your show the other night too, were they not? Go check that out, everybody. They're really cool guys.
Yeah.
One of the two guys,
Yeah, and they are well spoken. They're the ones that we went and hung with last night at that their new location that they are opening up to the public. And they invited Brandi and I there. And I'm telling you, like they're great guys. They do like radio and all that good stuff. And they buy haunted cars and fix them up and get the back history of them. And they're pretty amazing guys. And that's just one of the speakers.
Right.
I also let someone else slip out, and I'll tell you who that was. That was Greg Ogles, our buddy Greg Ogles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Relic Films. He'll be there. Mhm.
Yep. So that's all we
Yeah.
can say because I did let it sneak out on
Yeah.
the other night. So
Well, yeah, we're just if it slipped out, it slipped out. It's fine. It's okay.
I think we got to
But,
stop up. The people that are confirmed, okay, we won't do it today.
mhm.
I am of the believer now that I'm thinking about this. We can kind of, the people that are absolutely confirmed coming, which is everybody. I think every show we should add a guest. Well, and also joining us is going to be Elon Musk.
Yeah. That's the thing too. Each of our speakers, so for the next 10
and
months.
we're going to be talking UFOs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but for the next 10 months.
SpaceX is what we're talking about on day one.
For the next 10 months, like keep an eye on all of our shows, BMR, Blondes, Tex, Paranormal Paul, even Donnie Cho, and because all of the speakers have agreed to come on all of our shows, so we'll spread that out and get them all on each of our shows. And,
Yeah, and we will bring this on throughout the year, going into the new year, it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys.
Yep. And by the way, I didn't mention Jason McLean. He's also a big part of it.
Oh, yeah. Jason always is. He just doesn't do podcasts. He does other things, comic books and stuff and artwork. So.
Yeah.
And so that's the main players, I guess. You pretty much covered it. And so it can be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
We have food trucks. So you don't even have to leave and go anywhere.
Yes. We have that set up too. You don't have to leave off location. It's a huge location. We're also going to have an outdoor tent set up. We have indoor, outdoor, correct? Or is it all outdoor?
No, it's indoor, outdoor. The vendors, I believe, we talked about are going to be indoors, and we are renting a big tent with the sides in case of rain. Nobody will have to worry about getting poured on. They'll be undercover, and we're putting the speakers outside.
Right. And then if you're not a ghost hunter, but you would still like to tour the location that Krista and I, we investigate all the time, which is absolutely amazing. We may be able to talk Miss Kathy into maybe giving a tour or two during the day, so you can at least take a look at all the great stuff in the museum.
And that's one thing she did say that she was going to do. The museum will be closed throughout the day that day, and she is going to do a couple of tours that will be free. You guys will just have to sign up. And if you want to tour the museum and check it out, as Brandi said, she will open it up and give you guys a tour. So I think she's going to do 2 of them because our reason she's closing it up is because she wants to be part of the conference too. She wants to come and watch everybody and,
she is part of the conference.
Oh, of course.
And also everybody, T-Bone, great point. Randy, ? Randy. Yes, Randy.
Randy will be there.
Randy, our tech guy. Y'all love Randy.
Even if we have to tie a rope to his ankle and drag him along, we will.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like Randy a lot. We have a good time. Good guy to hang out with. He's the one who drove me and introduced me to Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee.
And then the beer store. And,
but
anyway, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You guys had a lot of fun yesterday.
We did.
You just want to give a little teaser. We don't talk about all of it today on the show, but you had some cool stuff happen last night, ladies.
We did. The one thing that we can say and agree upon, we listened to it all morning, Brandi and I did. We captured something that was an audible, and we definitely believe that there is some sort of not only ghost, it's majorly haunted, but cryptid activity. We captured it.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard the audio, everybody.
You did.
And it was probably, what was it, like 1:00 in the morning when we heard that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were, and we were walking. Let me just say, this place is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
You are talking about multiple buildings. Like one building is 22,000 square feet. Another building is 19,000 square feet. And they've got multiple buildings. There's cemeteries on the property. We're talking lots of acreage. It's just completely amazing. Just simply amazing. And I can I don't even know how to put it into words, but all I can say is this: for a place that has never been investigated.
Yeah.
I had seen so much more as if I were at a active, proven location.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that it was wow. They have it up on their website. They are starting to take reservations for groups. If you want to take a group in, they've got that set up. You can contact them. And it's at the Emmaus Village in Marthasville, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say enough, you guys. I do have to say this, though. I'm not feeling well today. It was 39 degrees last night.
See, my car said 36 when we got in the cars. My car said 36.
Yeah. And the buildings are not heated or air conditioning as of yet. I mean, this is a brand new location, but it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it.
Put it that way. It wasn't awful last night, temperature wise, at all.
No,
you know,
no. No, it really wasn't, because I mean, the wind wasn't blowing. There was no rain. I mean, it was just cold. It was just cold. That was just cold. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough. I can't say enough about this place. And tune into Blondes and Booze Paranormal Podcast next Friday, or this next Friday night. We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna show some evidence. I got some amazing stuff. Krista got amazing stuff. Terry Mosby, who was with us, got amazing stuff. And we're going to put it out on the show, which, I can't put everything, because you know how some of it goes. It doesn't go over streaming very well, unless you have all that high tech, high money gadgets. But I don't have all that. But I mean, it is simply amazing. It is simply amazing. So turn into Double B, Double P next Friday night.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's honestly, I can say, I've been to a lot of haunted locations, including private residences. And it is now has bumped Tri-County Truck Stop out of my top 3. And my top 3 are now the Emmaus Village, the Ray County Museum, and Malvern Manor.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've been across this country, and that's bumping up of quite a few of these big locations.
Yeah.
I mean, they are haunted. I've been there. Yes, I haven't been to a location where I went, I've always had, if they said it was haunted, I've always had some evidence. But this one, for the first night that it was open, yeah, wow.
And I got to tell you, like, the host, like, wow, we couldn't have been treated any better. Like, they had food trucks. We didn't have to go anywhere. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it was special. Of course, it was the first, it was a private event, but it was the first
by invite only.
Yeah. And we had food trucks. We had fire outside, it was amazing. We had hot coffee, hot chocolate, We
met the resident dogs. They have 2 Great Pyrenees that live on property. And
that's for coyote purposes. Yes.
Yep. And they liked our food.
They did.
Yeah, they wouldn't leave.
They were very large. They were very large White Pyrenees, and of course, we know those are great guard dogs, and they will keep the coyotes at bay. And we did hear them.
Mm-hmm. We did hear.
I think I might have got some audio on it.
Well, yeah, but it was very distinctive compared to the howl that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Very distinct.
Gosh, no, you can definitely no.
I am.
Well, what's really cool about that is several years ago, and I've said this several times already today, but several years ago, I heard about an encounter on a road that is only 2 miles away from there with a dog man. And I have nicknamed that road, because I travel it all the time to go to my property, Dogman Road. And I actually did a live going down through Dogman Road one day, I don't know, a year or 2 ago. And I put it on, I think, a members only channel. And so it's crazy how this place is only maybe 2 miles away from Dogman Road, Brandi?
Yeah, probably about 2.
Yeah.
It's not far.
No.
You know
Because
what?
because the funniest thing is I'm traveling up now. I'm coming from the south and I'm going north up to this location, and I've got to tell you that it was not all highways. A lot of it was 2-lane roads out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm on the phone and I'm surprised I have reception
Me
at
too.
all on my phone. And I'm talking to Krista, and I'm like, what's happening? I said, this is kind of scary because, it's getting dark at 5 o'clock now. And she's like, oh, yeah. And we're talking about, all the encounters and everything that have been reported in this area. Now, I still had like 70 miles to go.
Mhm.
And this is all back roads from the way I had to come. I mean, there's main roads you can get there, trust me. But the way I had to go was all back roads. And if there's something out there, it lived there.
Mhm.
It would live there.
Yeah.
Because it, like I said, these are 2-lane roads. There's not a shoulder to pull off on. And I said, God, if you break down, you're in trouble.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot of encounters out in that area. There's a Bigfoot channel. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but he lives in that area, and that is where he investigates. And right there where you went through, Brandi.
I know. And I said, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's like the towns going through there, they're very small if there's any, and it's very rural. So that would be a great place to investigate if we could find a spot where we could go up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But,
so our plan is too, like where we were last night. They've invited us back, so we hope to go back during the day. And there's 4 cemeteries on the property, so we want to hit those, and maybe walk around and look for anything wonky that
Yeah.
You can always find something wonky, can't you?
Never know.
It doesn't matter where any of us go, you two especially.
Right.
But with that being said, again, that howl, I loved it. It was creepy. I got to tell you what creeps me out the most. So I got it's kind of a story about this howl, right? I seen my Bigfoot. That howl was just as ferocious and as terrifying as seeing it. But I like audio or hearing. To me, it's a lot scarier. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's so hard to classify, right? Because I've seen the Bigfoot. I've seen some ghosts in my life, but the sounds, those unknown sounds, or those beastly guttural sounds, howls, screams, yells that you hear in the distance that just isn't quite a wolf or a bear. It's something else.
Yeah.
It's more terrifying sometimes than actually seeing it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
And speaking of Missouri, I dropped this earlier today.
I listened to it.
Yeah. I don't know if Brandi had a chance, but
Caught my attention.
I'm going to kind of revisit this. This is a Bigfoot in Denton County, Missouri.
Just Dent.
Dent, is it? Dent?
Dent County, Missouri.
Okay, Dent. Sorry, because there's the Denton County, Michigan. Okay, Dent County, Missouri. That happened. This guy in 2015. I'm talking. This guy sent me an email some time ago, and he's like, "Yeah, Rob." He goes, I don't know what this was, but he's convinced that there are a Bigfoot. He called them Sasquatch, which of course a lot of people do. I use both words. On his property where he lives, he has a big 80-acre property. He lives, actually, he's telling me, in the Mark Twain National Forest. That's his cabin and hunting property. And of course, he's got another house somewhere else in St. Louis, I think he was telling me. But anyway, this guy grew up in St. Louis, native of Missouri, and he always knew about Bigfoot and things like that. And he never went out looking for Bigfoot, but was just always, aware, especially when he was out in the forest. And so it was a weekend in 2015 where he's at the cabin, and he says 80 acres. He's got this cabin, and he's got, I guess, a barn or whatever on the property. And he was out on a Friday evening. It's maybe 9:30 at night. And he says, Rob, and this is why I asked you this question a little earlier, Krista. All of a sudden, he hears these howls. At first, he thought they were maybe wolf howls, but there are no wolves in this part of.
There's no wolves that I know of in Missouri.
Yeah, and this is 2015. I don't know, but then he heard that. But then after that, he said the forest went totally silent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he says he didn't hear any of the critters of everything dead silence. We've all heard those stories before, right? And so he's still trying to place his howl. And then he's thinking, well, maybe I know it cannot be a wolf. Then all of a sudden he hears the more familiar whoops. Then he's heard whoops, whoop, whoop, however, I can't make the sound, but y'all understand. Bigfoot, we all hear the whoop sound they make when they're communicating. Whatever the whoop means, I'd like to know what that means, right? Whoop, 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 blah, blah, blah. And he says it's probably about 300. He can feel it about 300 yards out. And it's going on and on and on and on. And then it went silent. No more whoops for a couple minutes. And then he can hear another distinctively different whoop coming in the opposite direction, maybe 100 yards or so away. And it was a whoop, but it was a different tone, a different vocalization. So they're two very distinctive sounds. So he's thinking, wow, I think I've got a pair of Sasquatch communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So now he says they go on whooping on and on and on, back and forth, right? I asked the guy, man, did you finally, how long was this going on for? He says they're back and forth. And that'd be 8, 9, 10 minutes. And I asked this guy, hey, man, did you have a tape recorder back in the day? Turn that puppy on, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going on that long, buddy, I'd have found my phone, anything.
Yeah.
Well, I did capture it, of course.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then all of a sudden, though, and then the whoops stop. And now what takes place of the whoops are, he says it was like wood smacking into trees. Clank, clank, And again, it was at one end. A series of 3 or 4. Nothing returned. Another series of 3 or 4. Then all of a sudden, in the other distance, the other 100 yards, I should say, out, return clanking of wood on a tree. And, a little bit different, sound, but distinct. They're very distinctive in the different areas, different directions.
Yeah.
And he says this carried on and on. Then there's a final whoop vocalizations between the two creatures, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever. And then everything went silent. They went silent. And within 2 or 3 minutes, he said, Rob, all of a sudden, the normal creatures of the night, as he called them, you could start hearing them. He said the frogs, crickets, owls, everything was just came back to life. And he says, wow, that was amazing, he says.
Wow.
So that was a Friday night. And so the next day, Saturday morning, he gets up and enjoying his day and whatever he's doing during the day. And then all of a sudden, nightfall comes again. Now, this time, he doesn't hear anything. Does not hear anything. But one thing that he did notice, though, is that the creatures of the forest or the night, they happen to stop, much like the prior night. Everything went silent. And now this man is in his bedroom, turning in for the evening, or for the night, I should say. And the moon's illuminating his bedroom. And all of a sudden, a shadow is cast in front of his window, and it blackened out the moon and his room. Now he's in darkness in his bedroom. He says it's about 5 seconds. He goes, that 5 seconds, he says, lasted an eternity. Then all of a sudden, it moved away. The room was now re-illuminated with the moonlight. In the distance, he hears a whoop. And then several minutes later, the creatures of the night again start there talking, communicating, making noise. And this guy's still a little bit, he's a little scared, I guess, or apprehensive. So he drifts off to sleep, and then he wakes up in the morning, and then he goes out around the cabin or wherever he was sleeping at, and right at the window, about 5-6 feet away or whatever it was, he sees distinctive feet, imprints, right? He says they were oversized feet. He says it wasn't a human feet. He said distinctive 5 toes, brought out a measuring tape. It was about 20 inches long, 6.5 inches wide. And there was a couple sets, and they were kind of, there's like 4 sets, he says, and they're kind of laterally by each other, which he thought was weird. And I never heard that myself either. But then he says, but that was it. It was like there was no prints moving from the cabin back to the woods or anything. Now, we've all heard those stories, right? I mean, there's no reason or rhyme between disappearing, vanishing prints. I'm almost like, you got teleported into a UFO, or you slipped into a portal. We don't know. Or maybe it made itself light. I'm starting to think now these creatures, they do convert into the energy into mass, make themselves light with their light of foot, and that's how they do it. I don't know. It's a show for another time. But gone. And then he says, at the end of the email, yeah, Rob, I always had my suspicions because I think that I had a Bigfoot on my property. And then he sent me this email end of the summer, I think it was. And he did make mention he's not scared. He goes back to the Mark Twain, and he hasn't had that experience again, which is too bad. It's just too kind of 2015 this happened. Now we're in 2024. Whether this Sasquatch migrated and moved on, I don't know. But I thought that was a pretty cool story.
That is a cool story. So a couple things on that story. Yeah. So let's see. Andrew says, I think I-44 goes right through Mark Twain National Forest. So I-44 only hits the very northern tip of it. Mark Twain National Forest is the whole southern part, almost the whole southern part of Missouri.
Yeah, and that's me.
Yeah, it's Highway 60 goes through there, Highway 67 and Highway 19 goes right through. Those are 3 major highways that go through Mark Twain National Forest. So
yeah, that's my area. So
yep. So anyway, but it's really cool though, Rob, because you said it was in Denton County, Missouri. So I've got a bunch of family in Denton County, Missouri, including my dad. And so I go to that area. I was raised going to that area, and it's crazily, it's wooded, it's thick woods, it's hills, it's caves, it's you name it. It's perfect. It's perfect places for these creatures to live.
Yeah, and I've gotten many, I've heard many, you guys have heard many about the Mark Twain, something about the Mark Twain.
That's where Brandi drove through yesterday when she just talked about.
Yeah. I live smack dab right in through there. So, it's just, you get up into some of those areas where it's a 2-lane road and there's no shoulders. There's no shoulders. It's like kind of like a drop off, like you're rolling through these things, and it's sometimes 30 and 40 miles per hour up and through there just because. But it's so dark, and I mean, I don't care if the moon is full. And last night it was pretty full, and you can't see anything. You just can't see anything out there. So if something were to come out, you'd never know until it was too late.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy area. And I could see where any of these creatures, I've heard of dogman encounters and Bigfoot encounters. The Ozarks Howler, that's Mark Twain National Forest,
Yes.
A lot of people have heard of that. So
Mark Twain travels throughout a couple states too, does it not?
Yes.
Yeah. I think predominantly in Missouri, the southern part of Missouri though. Yeah. And it's I can definitely see where these things can live out there. Like my dad has property now, man. Now I kind of want to go to my dad's and, You know?
Hang out. Let's go hang out.
Oh, the Mark Twain is popular. I remember doing a couple. I think I got a couple in the book from the Mark Twain. Mark Twain, and another one, which is I never get the feeling that the Mark Twain is a creepy forest like the Daniel Boone National Forest. I hear a lot more creepiness going on over there. I think they all have the same thing going on.
Yeah. Well, the topography too is not flat. It is, it's what is considered mountains in Missouri, the southern part. And there, you can look out for miles on top of those. It's beautiful, and like as Brandi said,
they definitely have large rolling hills.
Yeah.
Large rolling hills.
There's drop-offs and everything else. So it's not what people like. The northern part of Missouri is flat and a lot of farmland. The southern part is just all nothing but beautiful hills, and it's beautiful country.
Yeah, on part of my trip yesterday, I think at the beginning of the trip when I was on a major highway, on my just not my personal Facebook page, but my other Facebook page, I did put a picture out there, and you can kind of see what we're talking about, because I was in my car, and I think I put on something like ghost investigations in the fall go together like peanut butter and jelly. And you can see the colors in the trees, and you can kind of see what we're talking about there. I mean, the picture does it absolutely no justice, but you can kind of see that. Yep. But that is on my not on my profile page, not my personal page.
Yeah. Yeah. So very easily could see where these creatures could be around.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, like Mark Twain National Forest, that's where Brandi and I had our encounter.
Yeah.
Mark Twain National Forest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Brandi's right in the backyard. That's her backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any over the good old LBL of all places, any cemeteries run through there? I wonder.
I'm sure it's just a massive area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I got a quick question. When people tell me they live or have property in the national forest, correct me if I'm wrong, and I believe this guy. There's no doubt, 100%. We can purchase property in the national forest. It seems like isn't that protected? Or there's certain sections you can actually buy. Apparently people do it all the time. You buy that from the government?
Well, I mean, there are sections that, yes, you can buy, because people do live in the national forest. If they didn't, it would, it's just so massive. Nobody would live in southern Missouri,
Right. But what they do is, because it is a national forest, there are some spaces available for purchase and for businesses, things like that. But then there's a great big, place that you can't. So some of it you can, some of it you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's humongous. And there's a lot of it that, like businesses can't go in and build in there, but you can have a house in there.
Right.
So there's just depending on the area, the section, what they allow and don't allow.
Yes.
And
some of it's protected, some of it isn't.
And the towns are just very small towns. They're not big towns. I think like, for instance, my dad lives in Salem, Missouri, and that's relatively a small town. They do have it's a bigger town in that area, but a lot of the other towns, so where I go camping at all the time is in Eminence, Missouri. Like, it's a very small town. You blink your eyes, you're through this stuff, and that's how towns are there.
Yeah, that's when she's close to me. Yeah, when she goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do have another Bigfoot one, but I got to ask you this. I was talking to some guy. I don't know well, I'll run it by you guys.
So, Rob, okay, got a proposition for you. So we got the conference next year. You need to come a few days ahead before, and we take you there. Brandi and I take you down there before we go over to the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yep.
We can definitely do a week of just looking.
Yeah, we can
investigating. I mean,
I was thinking that I was kind of thinking something along that lines, because I just hate to cram in 2 days and just boom, that's it. It's just
right.
You're so tired. I mean,
we should make reservations to go camp in Eminence.
Well, hey, whatever we decide, I don't know.
Rob's like,
Well, listen, you guys. I mean,
he's
I would
afraid
never
that
go. I don't.
he might get his nice little face dirty.
Oh my Lord, Brandy. I just like.
Brandy.
I don't go by myself like you do, Brandy.
Yeah. Well, Judy said she's in the boot heel of Missouri, so she's not far from the Ozark National Forest either. She's
not far from me at all.
Yeah, she's close to Brandy because Brandy's
she's close to me. I'm right there. Yeah,
you're at the start of the boot heel, I think, aren't you, Brandy?
I'm up in that area. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So come
but
on.
I'm telling you what, though. I mean, there's so much in the Mark Twain National Forest that has been unexplored.
Yeah.
That, I mean, anything could hide in there, and it does. Now that, we've talked about it before about Missouri conservation, introducing elk back into our environment and things like that we're having animals that we haven't seen in the area are now coming back in. Unfortunately, mostly predators, but you know what I mean. They're reintroducing a food source for these things.
We even have wild horses in the Ozark National Forest, or Mark Twain National Forest. We have wild horses there. They've reintroduced elk.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're reintroducing a food source.
Yep, they got plenty to eat.
Yep, and again, it's heavily wooded, and it's very rural in a lot of Missouri. You wouldn't believe it. It kind of reminds me of like the Wyoming or something like that, where everybody kind of lives kind of rural, except for the big cities, of course. But they've got lots of places to go. There's a lot of rivers, so they have water sources, food sources. You never know, and depending, there might be caves, there might be just anything. They definitely have a great environment to survive and stay hidden.
Yes. Kind of like your area up there, you're in Dogman country, Rob.
Yeah.
Well, I'm south of it by about 300 miles, but yeah.
Tony Joe, he says, wild horses in Missouri. Here in Maryland, we got crabs. You can keep your crabs, keep the horses. But we absolutely do. We have wild horses here.
What kind of crabs?
Yeah, that could be disgusting.
Well, coming from Donnie Cho, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I said. What kind of crabs are we discussing here?
I don't think they're crab cakes from New England. Although he's close. He lives in Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess kind of close. Kind of half-ass close. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm not. Go ahead.
I'm going to run something by you guys. I got another Bigfoot story, but I was talking to this guy, okay? Sent me an email back and forth, and he's like, yeah, he has no story or anything like this to come on a show or nothing. But he's heard all of us talk about in some form or fashion throughout the shows, right? Forever for however long it's been. The time loss incident. He's definitely heard about Texas. He heard about mine. He heard about some Brandi. He mentioned all of our names. He knows all of us. So I don't. He didn't give me his handle. I don't go and chat. He says, but he goes, I had to ask you something because he said something happened to him about 3 months ago that's been driving him crazy, and he's been wanting to ask somebody. And he don't go and chat and ask the people in chat. A lot of people don't like doing that. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, ask me what you think this is. He was sitting at his buddy's house, one of his best friends. Like we all have our best buddy we hang out with. And they're in there. I think he said they were watching a sports event on TV, whatever it was. And he said he remembers he got there. A game started. Well, it must have been football. But I don't think football this year starts September. So this either happened last year or in the beginning of September, right? So anyways, regardless. About 1 o'clock, he's at his buddies and they're sitting down. They got a couple beers. They're watching the pregame show and thinks nothing of it. Talking to his friend, watching the game. 1 o'clock. Okay. And then all of a sudden he says, "Hey, Rob, the score of the game was 0-0, obviously. And then all of a sudden he happens to glance at the TV and his score's like 21-17. I forget whatever teams were playing. It doesn't matter. And he looks at his watch. He says watch, surprisingly, right? We all have phones now, and it said like 2:35. So the guy says, look, I got here at 1, and between 1 o'clock and 2:35, I don't remember watching any of the game or talking to my buddy. Now, here's the really odd thing. He asks his friend, hey, man, I don't know, man. I can't believe the score of this game. And he's kind of blowing it off like, he goes, yeah, I know, man. You were jumping up and down when they scored that touchdown. You're rooting, cheering on the team. They were talking. So in other words, this guy only remembers the first 5 minutes, but his buddy was with him the whole time watching. They watched the game together and conversed from 1 o'clock to 2:35. Said he was running around, grabbed some beers from the fridge, celebrating the touchdowns, talking about, different guy stuff, whatever. This guy only remembers 0-0, 1 o'clock, looks at his watch, 2:35, does not know what happened from 1 to 2:30, yet his friend totally is talking to him the whole time. That, you guys, is odd.
Mm-hmm.
Was he talking back to his friend during this whole time, or was he just in his own little world?
They were conversing back and forth, he said. Now, the guy didn't want to tell his friend, I forgot every damn word we said. He forgets grabbing beers, gunning a beer during the touchdown celebration. He doesn't remember any of the talking, watching the game, anything. His buddy said, now he didn't want to look like he was losing his mind. He didn't tell the guy, or what were we talking about? Who scored the touchdown? This, that, and the other. No. He just kind of played it cool, pulled his shit together. He was like, I'm not going to even tell my friend I missed out on all this. And the friend was kind of bringing things up, and he was just kind of going along with, oh, yeah, this, that, and the other. But he says, no, he was having a conversation. He physically got up and got drinks out of the refrigerator, talked about not only game, but what they had going on in their life. Doesn't remember any of that. The friend, was right there, talking to him the whole time. So the guy's, did the guy have an out of body? Was it possible that his body was there? His mind wasn't there. Yeah, he had was he in 2 different planes at once? 2 realms at once, conversing with his friend, yet he was somewhere else. Where that was darkness, because he don't remember anything.
Wow.
And I said, dude, that's a little over my pay grade, man. I can't give you, I'll get back with him, I said.
Wow.
I'm wondering if, I don't know the medical term for it, but his spark plug wasn't sparking. Because his friend being there with him, and then he's reacting to everything and talking and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
That, I don't know. That may lead to something medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything paranormal. I didn't want to say medical. To me, I was thinking more on the lines of mental issue, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, Jackie
it could
be split personality.
Jackie,
or it could be just a physical thing. And depending on his age, I mean, you got early onset dementia and all kinds of other things that kind of do that to you. And it could start early in your life. It doesn't have to wait till you're old and gray. I mean, you know what I mean? It can start early on in life and just progress. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. I do have a couple friends who they're dealing with their parents who have, things that are happening to them where they're forgetting. But normally everything that I'm hearing is if they're with someone, that person is experiencing that time loss too. It's not just one person out of 2. It'd be both of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm getting sick, everybody. I'm so sorry. but there's like normally the group is affected, not just one person.
Right.
That's a good point.
But I mean, it's still scary.
Oh, well, yeah, that's scary regardless of, hopefully, I mean, I didn't really think about the dementia and that.
Yeah.
That's
And all
certainly,
that stuff. Mhm.
you know, could be. I don't know. I'm not going to tell
I
that
mean,
guy any of
think
this.
about your story. Think about your story, Rob, how you all were in a boat, but you all experienced the time loss. It wasn't just you, it was everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Tex was talking about his particular time loss incident, and he was with another person, and they both experienced that.
Yes. I was thinking
Right.
that.
We
Yeah.
talked to Greg Ogles. Greg Ogles and Janice Nolan were also experiencing time loss together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, this, I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of just one person being with someone else. Normally, it's everybody's affected that is right there. So I don't know.
Because I was thinking it would have been odd. So the man had to have been, that's a very good point, because I was thinking, well, he was talking with his buddy, did all these other physical activities, and then as far as physical, getting up, getting a beer. So he was communicating with his friend, because his friend would have said, "Thought I lost you there. You passed out."
Right.
Would have said something. Man, did you drink before you got here? You were blacked out on the couch, right? Nothing like that. They're talking like you were talking right now.
He was still interacting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it might be. I don't think there's anything nefarious at hand there. That might be something medical.
That might be medical. That may be medical. And there's a lot of things that can cause, I call it internal time loss. There's a lot of medical things out there. And like I said, I am not medical in any way, but that sounds like that could be more medical, because everything that I've heard on time loss, anybody that is in the vicinity, experiences the same thing.
Right. Yep.
So, and that's kind of sad, but maybe it was just a one-time blip, kind of thing.
Could be.
And I hate to say this too, because when my mother had her stroke, she experienced time loss. She doesn't remember what happened in certain instances. She remembers what happened when it began, but then there was like hours where she couldn't remember anything after that.
Right.
So, and it's like I said, could be many medical reasons for that, and that may be, something he may need to look into. Maybe speak with a professional about that. And we never say that, because when somebody tells us a story like that, we have a tendency to believe them. But in this case, for me, this is probably one of my first. I'm kind of like, well, then the other person should have been experiencing something, but you were interacting, you were talking, you were going about your business as if everything was normal. And that right there just kind of puts a little red flag in that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not going to suggest any of that to this guy, because he's actually sent me a couple different emails. I said, I'll bring it up tonight if you're watching, listen on in. So if you're out there listening, I'm not going to give you my medical, just, hey, we're just a bunch of people heard the story. I thought it might have been kind of woo, like the part of the woo, but now that we broke it down, hopefully helps this guy out. Maybe get that. I don't know what you do. You go check that out, I guess.
Well, there's another thing that, it could be on the woo side if you think about it. I mean, if you have so many experiences that I just don't know. I just don't know what to say about that one. That's a tough one, like I said, because most of the stories I'm going to say all the stories that I've heard about time loss are pretty much the same, that anybody that's in that area with them experience it. I don't know. That's a difficult one. Definitely a difficult one.
It is a difficult one. And
but get checked out.
Yes, if you're listening out there.
Yes, get checked out. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're not medical professionals, though. So
No, we're not giving
By
any
no
advice.
means.
There's no
Nope.
consultation here. This is not medical advice. It's just three people speculating, offering
Mhm.
just our
Right.
immediate thoughts without even researching it. We're just what's on top of our mind and top of our lips, per se, right? Yeah.
Right. Because there was a one case that we worked on where there was a lady who was on a oxygen machine, and it was an older type oxygen machine. It was the one you plugged in the wall and it produces the own oxygen. It wasn't just the tank. And she was on that thing all the time. And she had a bed, kind of like a day bed, kind of set up in her living room. And so she would just lay there, watch TV and with her oxygen on, make it easier because she didn't have a TV in the bedroom. She didn't have a lot of money, so she only had one TV in this lower income apartment complex that she was in. So we're going around, because she was talking about, she was hearing noises, that things were being moved and all this other kind of stuff. So we go in first to check all of the normal stuff.
Yeah.
We check electrical, we check for gas, we check for, just all the normal stuff. Well, come to find out that her oxygen machine was malfunctioning and putting off an EMF that was over 18 milligauss, which was affecting her. It was affecting her and giving her hallucinations.
Wow, that happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, that could be anything. You could get 18 milligauss off a light switch that is not hooked up properly. But if you stand next to that for a long period of time, it's just like standing next to a microwave, all of that stuff they're talking to you about it, or holding a phone up to your ear constantly 24/7. It's that same type of thing that it can do long-term damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's the strange things. I mean, but for her, she was an older lady, so we still did the cleansing because gosh knows, maybe that's the cause, maybe it wasn't the cause.
Yeah.
But we still did the cleansing, we still did everything for her to make sure everything was okay. And there was a particular picture that she had that was a family heirloom that was passed down. We know about those, Rob. That was passed down from generation to generation, and she ended up with it. And so we told her that, she may need to maybe pass that on to someone else.
Yeah. And that's one thing, when we do any private case, we always check, walk around and look and see, we check with the millimeter. And as Brandi said, like it does cause.
Well, it's very important. Yeah, it's super important because, you're sitting there and you got to check for, of course, your EMF, because most of our REM pods and all that stuff run on it. That's how we figure out what's happening. But if you go through and you're taking readings throughout the house before the investigation, or the building before the investigation, you'll know where there's hot spots. So if you're not going to set any of your equipment near it.
Right.
So you won't get any false readings. So that's what we always do. And we'll go back and keep checking. And like, if it's giving off, a whole lot of EMF, we're not going to put any equipment there. We're going to put it somewhere else.
We'll also look for the source too. If it's getting high, a lot of times it's electrical and, sometimes big electrical boxes and stuff, so we always try to look for a source where it's coming from.
Yeah. Always the source. Exactly.
Just pipe under a floor, even even at the Ray County Museum on the second floor, like EMF meters go off crazy up there, but it's right underneath. It's some of the, pipes under the floor that cause it, because there's nothing, Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like we do run across a lot of stuff that'll give you false readings. So, there's so many if, ands, or what's. Should I say what's? So I say check your story out. Start with the easily explainable first, and then work your way to the I don't know.
Always try to debunk first.
Yeah.
Oh, like anything, pictures,
Oh, yeah.
Definitely pictures. You guys know that. You know,
Yeah.
vocalizations is easier to.
Right, because even with that howl that we've got, we're going to send that off to people who have had encounters and are very knowledgeable in the field, and we're going to double check and triple check these things.
Yes.
I don't want to come off saying, we got to capture the dogman howl if it can be reasonably explained.
If it can be something else.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me know if you guys have heard this before. Listen to this. Since we're talking about howls. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Okay.
Sounded great.
I guess that was nothing.
Was it a technical issue or was it the wrong clip?
No, it says weird noise amplified, but I never typed that in there.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not playing, whatever it is.
Rob's got the gremlins.
Oh, if there's not one thing, it's always something else.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't even playing.
Ron says he hears chattering in the background. I don't have nothing going on at my house. My kids are sleeping.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
Brandy's in a room by herself.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the house from everyone, and they're all sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, my girls are sleeping.
Well,
86 says technical difficulties. Please stand by. We should have like what the old TVs used to have, where they put up that thing
and bleed. Yeah. What the fudge?
I that's not what I tried to pull up. I don't know what this is.
I don't know either, but
What is it? Do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again. Can't really tell what it is, You can't.
No, okay.
We can't jump.
It looks like something rolling over the lens, though.
Honestly, it could even be a deer, like a deer's ear, if you kind of.
That's a trail cam picture someone sent me.
I've seen the funniest things on my own trail cam with spiders and bugs crawling on it.
Yeah.
It looks all like a Godzilla movie, It's like all these little creatures look super huge and they're just crawling all over, and you're like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is pretty creepy because if you could listen to it, put earphones on and get into a spot, you can actually hear after the howls. But if you listen close, there's like a growl that is super close to that mic, and it's like the howl seems far away, but this growl is up close. There's something up close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jackie says sounds more werewolf. Yeah, well, I believe that's a dog now, by the way. Yeah. My opinion. Or werewolf, don't know.
Yeah, but the sound of the howl, it was close.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever the growl was even closer. It was right there. So I believe there was two. That's my opinion in that. There was two.
It's a little different at the end. Yeah, you're right about that. I got that. That was sent to me by Gary Spikes Jr. some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
He pops heard that before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this one sounded like it was even, the one last night sounded like it was even farther away. So
86 says that's the recording Tex had on the Dogman track.
Yeah, this probably is. Me and Tex share that. We both have that one. I like playing that one because it's different. It's significant.
Yeah. Yeah, because I dug into that and I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. I put it under, everything that I had, everything that I could throw at it when I was trying to, I would take out the howl and listen to what's up close and da-da-da. And it, to me, it sounds like two. Sounds like two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the graphs are showing me 2. So I don't know if the howl was like somebody saying, "Hey, get back here. You're a little too close. You shouldn't be there." Or, "Hey, somebody's coming," or whatever that was meaning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely something was happening there.
Yep.
There was for sure. And yeah, now can you imagine that? Hearing that when you're there in Mother Nature, whether you're by yourself with a group, to hear that in the distance and more amplified, like let's say it was a mile away, 300 yards away, my head would be on a swivel the rest of the night. Speaking of a guy,
well,
go ahead, Brandi.
I mean, we're not discounting what we heard last night. We're not discounting it as paranormal. We're not discounting that because it could. After everything that happened, we're not discounting that. But all 3 of us heard it. We were outside. And even as we were walking, we heard it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't quiet.
At first, I thought it was a scream because I even say that.
That's what we thought it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it was a scream. But as we listen to it again, it sounds strange.
Yeah.
Very strange. This is kind of a strange story. I know we got a little time here, and this is not very long. I never this is something I haven't even put out or told anybody this one. It's kind of a, you tell me what you think. Again, I'm going to keep it on the theme of Bigfoot. We did the Bigfoot one earlier. But we talked about everything today. If you're new here, if you are new here, please subscribe to Bigfoot Mr. Rob on YouTube, the Blondes and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube. Texas Front Porch. Hey, Duke's in the house. Duke Sullivan, World Bigfoot Central. Mm-hmm. Donnie Show says stuff. Paranormal Paul. Monica Raleigh, our Paranormal World. Like everybody. Like. Hit the like button, whether now or on your way out. Thank you to everybody. And thank you also, really quick, T-Bone gifting 5 BMR Pirates are Scott's Life Super Chat, Maggie Super Sticker. Appreciate you guys. Donations
thank you.
Always appreciated. Of course, not expected. You guys know that. Thank you. So I didn't put this out because it's just too short. Okay. You know, when I do a YouTube video, if I did a couple like 6-minute short videos, and YouTube comes back not enough for advertising or something. You know, I don't know. They gave us this flack a year ago, so I tried to make all the videos a minimum of 10 to 12 minutes. This one here didn't it didn't make it, but I think it's a worthy story. It's about
what was that?
Yeah, that was something. Are you kidding me?
What was that?
I don't know.
That's the second time this has happened. This happened with Krista the night before as well. You hear that piece?
Hear what?
It was a voice.
Did you hear it?
You did not hear that, Krista?
I didn't hear a voice.
All right, so it was at 125. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was very
Krista, wow.
What did it say?
Krista, I asked you that last Tuesday night. It happened Tuesday night as well, and I asked you. You said you didn't hear nothing. That was kind of. I didn't
look at everybody. Everybody's like, I heard it. I heard it. I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else, you guys.
Yeah, Joe Monk is going to back up to listen.
I'm going to listen to it too. What is the time stamp?
What? It'll be around 125. Wow.
That was creepy. That
was creepy. I was like,
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, Duke. BMR Studio Haunted. That's all I need, Duke. That's all I need.
Well, you know, the thing is we'll have to ask our tech guru Randy to get in here and see if he can pull it apart and find out what mic it came from.
Yeah, it happened Tuesday night as well, Krista, but not that extreme though. It was a lot.
That was a mess.
This was like this was audible loudly.
That was a mess.
No,
Chris is going back to listen to it.
No, Granddad, I don't have enough money to get a soundboard yet, man. So no.
Yeah, she's trying to listen to it right now. That was a mess.
Oh boy.
See if she picks it up. She's listening. She'll know it because I'll say, "What was that?"
And Joe Monk says, "Yep, I heard it. There was even what sounded like a cough maybe 30 seconds before that."
Well, thanks, Smurfy.
Thank you, Smurfy.
I'm not going to repeat that.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I appreciate that, brother. Or yeah, thanks. Thank you, Smurf.
Right. That was weird.
And this is weird because a lot of the people in chat have heard it. Normally, not everybody in chat hears it. I mean, a lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, I heard it." Yeah.
Well, some people
do.
Some do. But you and I are both like,
whoa.
What? She's got herself up mute. Maybe she's got us turned down too. So
yeah.
We'll have to go back to that.
Yeah, we'll have to go back.
I heard it. It's on there.
Yeah.
Is it on there? Well, we're gonna have to pull that clip and chop it up.
Yeah. I got to pause. So.
Cool. But anyway, that was freaky. Krista. Tuesday something happened like this. I heard a voice too, but it wasn't quite like that. And even last Tuesday, a couple people mentioned that they heard something. So
yeah.
I don't know.
No, this was straight out talking.
Isn't it funny though, you guys? It happens to you guys on your shows once in a while. This happens to me occasionally. It even happens in text. We got
okay. So take your common denominator. All right. When does it usually happen?
Nighttime.
It happens to me and Krista all the time. It happened Tuesday night with you and Krista. It's happened to me, you, and Tex, Rob.
Yeah.
So what is your common denominator? I think it's double B, double P.
Probably, yeah. You know what? Good point.
the Blunts and Booze Paranormal Podcast in the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna start calling us, the double B, double P.
Yeah, double B, double P. The double B's are in the house.
Double B's.
Well, you named this show right. It says BMR and the GALS, creepy contact. Yeah.
Well, we got a creepy. Well, I kind of
named the show correct.
Yeah. I don't have to change the name of that.
I guess you couldn't have named the show any better. You might as well just leave that right there.
I'm gonna leave it. In fact, I'll leave the Sasquatch. You want to hear the Sasquatch story next week or do it now? It's about 5 minutes. It's up to you guys. I know.
Well,
Brandy's
it's either that or save it for next week.
I'll save it for next week. It's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, we have creepy contact for real.
We have creepy. That's a good way to close the show. Creepy context. I know you guys are dice it up. We gotta get that over to our tech guru, Randy.
Yep.
So we can find out what mic it came from. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes, he knows how to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
And no, BMR does not have a soundboard. I think Grand asked. No, I do not. You know, the video, whatever I play, you guys, it's hard. You got to go through an elaborate process to pull up anything. There's not a switchboard in front of me. But yeah, so no, hey, but it happens to all of us all the time. And
all
I think
the time.
It's happened a lot really over the last year.
Yeah.
More so than, we've been together 3 years now. Can you believe that already?
Long time.
I know.
The last year for sure, a lot more things are, a lot more creepy contact over the last year for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's because we talk on here, but we've also have all met each other. And so it's just kind of like, all those energies together. I think
of a symbiosis type of, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I think there's something to it.
Yep.
I think there is. I think there is.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a great show. Thanks everybody that the super chats and the pirate memberships. I'm getting close, you guys. Yeah, we gotta do I'm getting close to 5,000. I mean, I can taste it. About 170 away. I like to be at 5,000 subs by Christmas. That'd be a nice little present. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely getting there. And that'd be nice.
Get there.
Yeah,
You'll get there quick. So everybody out there, if you're listening and not subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you how many are listening. I like doing that now that I figured that out.
A lot of people found out though already.
Yeah, but there might be people still listening.
Last couple minutes, yeah.
I'll just look at this. I'm sure the numbers aren't accurate. It shows right now. Geez, oh, Pete's. Yeah, I mean, there's 216 listening live right now, not in the chat room.
Yep. Well, that's just enough. That's just enough to send you over.
Oh,
so everybody out there, subscribe.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. But
hit that notification bell.
Yeah, and so all you folks that are listening and don't participate in chat, 200 plus of you, again, I don't say it enough. Thank you. You guys are as important as our chat room. Chat room is important. People that watch the replay, people that share it out, people that, you know, just like to hang out and listen and watch and not deal with the chat room. Hey, I get it. I go to a lot of chat rooms and don't say a peep either. I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
but listen to this. Listen to this. It costs you $0 to subscribe, but it helps us out a lot.
That's right.
It also costs you $0 to hit the like button on your way out.
Yes. I already did. I pushed it.
Well, thanks. Duke
I did it on my way in.
Duke from World Bigfoot Central finally subscribed after all these years of friendship. Thank you, man.
Go Duke.
Yeah. You know, Duke's been a subscriber since day one, I believe. So, but anyway, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Smurfy.
Thank you, Smurfy, again.
Got a double dose of Smurfy tonight. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody for coming in. Today's Saturday, Sunday. I don't do nothing Sunday. That's my football. And you guys are back.
Yes, football day.
Ghost of Xmas Future called me a cheap SOB. So here's another 5. Well, thank you, Ghost. Well, you didn't have to do that, but thank you so much.
I got to get him back and convince him to drink my eggnog.
I tell you what, I do not like eggnog. I do not like eggnog. You guys drink eggnog?
I love it.
Do you?
I love eggnog.
Last time I had it, I was a kid. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe you just didn't have it spiked.
Probably not. I probably like anything spiked. You know me. Yeah, throw some booze in it.
Just try it out.
Let me address something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brandizer says, Brandi, but the issue is when a content creator has a setting set to only subs can reply in the chat, it forces people to chat to them. That is not fair. Absolutely is fair. Like, if you're going to be on here and watch our shows, why not subscribe to us? That's how we see it. And honestly, we get a lot of.
And it's only 10 minutes.
And we get a lot of trolls, so that keeps them out.
And I actually didn't do that. I forgot to actually do that.
I did it for you.
Okay. No, yeah.
It's only 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes. It's not like it's 10 months. It's 10 minutes. I mean, all you gotta do is subscribe for 10 minutes.
If you like the show and you want to chat it up. You know, you don't have to chat. So.
And
10 minutes.
Yeah. Can't take the 10 minutes, go somewhere else. Way to do it. But great show. You guys, Sunday, we're all off. You guys don't do anything Sunday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. I do Truth or Tinfoil with Randy tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Central. Yes, 5 p.m. Central. Truth or Tinfoil.
That's why I forget that show. I'm always watching football that day. Oh, the alert bell's probably on now.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on the alert bell, everybody. We're on 7 days a week. Thanks to everybody. Great show.
Yep.
You gals back next week, or are you off gallivanting across the countryside?
I should be back.
No, we're back. We're back.
Very good. I think we might have Monica with us all next week. We'll see. She's out out in the woods, I think.
She is.
Yes, I know.
We'll hear about that next week with Monica as
well.
Very good.
Absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun.
I tried to end the show 15 minutes ago, and you know how that goes. With that.
Find the button.
That being said, I know where it's at. It's just a matter of scrolling to it. Oh, this is what we got to do next week. Insectoids, everybody. Pleasant dream about those tonight, everybody. Insectoids. Yeah. I'd rather run into a dog. I'd rather run into Dog Man. I'm out.
I don't know.